The Casa del Fascio, or House of Fascism, is located in Como, Italy, which is in the northern part of the country. Giuseppe Turagni designed the building in 1932 for the Fascist Party, who was in control of Italy at the time. Its construction cost more than twice the original estimation and took 3 years, from 1933 to 1936, after which many more years were spent with proposals for additional decorations. The building served as one of the many centers of propaganda for the party found around the country that allowed for the implementation of fascist policy on a local level. Often these centers contained the only theater, cinema, or radio in town. The Fascist Party and Mussolini had a great appreciation of modern architecture and wanted Italy to be seen as a modern country. Therefore, their party buildings were built to be new, impressive structures. Mussolini asked for organicness, clarity, and honesty of construction in the design for the first fascist headquarters. The Casa del Fascio was a program in search of an architecture, more precisely in search of a model and an architectural type. Therefore, when Turagni was chosen as the architect, he not only was responsible for designing a building for the fascist party, but he also played a role in defining an architecture for the state. The outcome was a new style of modern architecture, and later, when asked about his design, Turagni believed that struggle, conquest, and the responsibility of victory gave a mystic beauty to the fascist building. Turagni's Casa del Fascio was specifically designed to play with light, as he calculated the amount of sunlight exposure rooms would get, and insisted on transparency throughout the building. It has reflective layers, and light is squared off and mirrored by the glassy floor, polished tabletops, and windows with scissor jambs that give a reflective effect when opened. The shape of the building is a simple cubic structure that is very palatable with extensive marble walls, different facades, and an enclosed interior courtyard. The many windows on the outside, as well as the walls that face the courtyard, create a feeling of openness. This feeling is supposed to represent the openness of the fascist regime. The Fascist Party wanted to appear more modern, so the building is simplistic like other modern architecture of the time. It is also very form-fitting for the party, with balconies from which Mussolini would be able to speak to a rallying crowd below. However, there is still a lot of Italian precedence. The courtyard is something that can be traced back to classical Italian Renaissance buildings, and the arrangement of the windows is like the arrangement of solids and voids, and has references to the country dwellings that one would find in the Italian countryside. So the Casa del Fascio is a perfect example of old and new that represents the fascist ideals of the time period. Today, the Casa del Fascio stands void of fascist paraphernalia and contains a tragic silence and melancholic stillness. The building is now the seat of an Italian elite security corps. After the fall of the party, it has become a pure, abstract model devoid of content. However abandoned it may seem, though, the Casa del Fascio remains a prime example of modern architecture as influenced by fascism in Italy.